Good morning, my beautiful people. Welcome back to our show. So, just before the break, we are discussing International Credit Union Day as well as a convention happening this Saturday for all credit unions out there, whether from north or down south, west, east. You're all invited to that convention to learn more about what the credit union is facing, how they can improve, and all of those good bits. But now, speaking of good bits, we're moving into good bites, right? And we're here joined with Dr. Lyra Spang, who's joined us via Zoom, as well as Ms. Linette Canto, who is the Executive Director of Btia. And we're here discussing the upcoming culinary training under the team Raising the Bar on Belizean Cuisines. Now, it seems that they never bring me food. I just want to put that out this one time, right? Put that on the spot. Bad. But let's not salt our conversation too much. Let's get into the theme here. So, good morning, Miss Canto. How are you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm excellent this morning. Very happy to be here with the two of you.
All right. So, and you, Dr. Lyra, how are you doing? Joined us here.
Doing very well. Happy to join you guys today.
Great. So, let's talk about this culinary training. This isn't the first time you've been doing it, no?
BTIA is well known for executing training, but this is the first time that we're doing a training of this nature where the focus is specifically on Belizean cuisine, taking our local cuisine to the next level. And that is why we're really excited about it, because we know that Belize has such a lot to offer when it comes to good food.
Yes.
And we believe that Belize has the potential to become a destination that is, promoted for cuisine, for our wonderful local cuisine. And that is why we brought Dr. Lyra Spang and, of course, Chef Sean Quilin on board with us for this training, because they're both experts in their own specific way. And we believe that the combination of the two of them will really end up in being a fantastic training that the trainees will benefit a lot from.
I could imagine. I want to bring Dr. Lyra into this conversation because we're talking about, being an expert. Could you dive in a little bit deeper on, what is, the knowledge, the wealth of knowledge that you bring when it comes to food and cuisine?
Okay, well, my background is growing up on a farm in Toledo district. I'm from down south. So I grew up on a cacao farm off the grid in the bush in Toledo. And those of you who are from the south, Toledo district, even though it's long known as the Forgotten District, actually has an incredible cultural diversity and incredible food. As a result, we have in PG, every culture in the country is represented. And so it's really a great area to explore the depth and the breadth of the food that we have in our country. So growing up there as a child, I saw that. And food has always been really important in my own family. And so I ended up studying that. So I have a PhD in food-focused anthropology, the study of people and food. And have researched and written about that in relation to the tourism sector. And I also have a tour company, Taste Belize Tours, operating out of Placencia. And we were the first food-focused tour company when we opened our doors in 2014 in all of Belize. So we are really excited because this has been my mission for over 10 years to promote Belize as a culinary destination. Everybody knows us for rainforest, reef, ruins, sun, sand, sea. This is what the Belize Tourism Board has been marketing us as for many years and very successfully. However, food is such a wonderful way to explore our cultural diversity, and we don't want to miss out on that while we are busy exploring all the ecosystems that we have to offer. So it's something that for me is really important. And having worked now in the tourism industry for about 10 years in this area, I have a really good idea of what visitors are looking for. And we're also seeing, Belizeans who can afford to explore more also are looking to see, how can we treat our own food. How can we elevate our own food so that it gets the same kind of appreciation and recognition as some foreign cuisines do?
You know, I love that aspect because I big per food too, right?
I don't-
But I've
foodie.
always said to people, you know what? I think Belize needs not only, like you said, Dr. Lyra, the advertisement for sand, jungle, history, and those things. I've always advocated for food tourism.
Yeah.
Because we have so much variety in our country alone that we can make a huge market from that. But now, seeing all of this coming into play, I really love it.
I get
so
excited.
I am excited. I'm really excited. And so we understand that there's training about to go on, that you're about to embark on
Yes.
training. And so you're pulling chefs from all over the country in these 3 specific locations to have a training. Could you tell us more about that?
Okay, so that's the basic idea. We wanted as many chefs and sous chefs to be able to benefit from this training. So we chose 3 locations where we thought, you know, people would find it accessible. We are unfortunately not able to have it in every destination within the country. So we chose San Pedro, San Ignacio, and Hopkins.
I was telling her are like the food hubs of Belize.
Definitely.
Exactly. And so how the training will work, it's going to be a 2-day session. There's going to be a theoretical component. So on day 1, a lot of the theoretical stuff will be shared with the chefs and the sous chefs and any other person participating in the training. And then on day 2, there's going to be the practical component where they'll now actually go into the kitchen and they will prepare a meal. And at the end of day 2, there will be a demonstration dinner. So persons residing in these areas and surrounding areas will be able to visit the restaurant on that night, and they will be able to partake in this beautiful array of
Just
food.
question, right?
It's going to be a 5-course meal.
Yeah,
So it's
y'all
going to
need
be-
food testers?
I know. Listen in. Dr. Lyra, I direct you and I'm ready to help you. I am for the cause. I am for the people.
I love that support, Renata.
I just like
That's-
think.
So when does this begin?
All right, so like we mentioned, it's going to be 3 separate venues.
Yeah.
And so the first one will be in Hopkins at the Lodge at Jaguar Reef, and it's going to be November 1st, November 2nd.
Okay.
And then day 3 will be a travel day. So on November 4th and 5th, we're going to be in San Ignacio at Cajalpech. And then on November 7th and 8th, we're going to be in San Pedro. In San Pedro, the theoretical component will take place at Sunbreeze Hotel.
Okay.
And then we're going to be using Hidden Treasure Restaurant and Lounge for the practical component, as well as the demonstration dinner. So it's going to be jam-packed,
I could imagine.
but it's going to be fun and it's going to be educational.
I could imagine. How can chefs out there, sous chefs, and anybody that's really interesting, like maybe that has a restaurant and would want to really embark in this, how can they sign up, as well as is there a cost for it?
Yes, they can sign up by calling the BTIA office at 227-1144. They can send an email to registration@btia.org. They can reach out to any of the chapters in the location where they reside, and that chapter will be able to provide them with more information. And there is a cost to it. For BTIA members, the cost is $300. For non-members, the cost is $400. If somebody wants to sign up in advance of the training to become a member, of course, that's an option as well.
Okay.
And then they would get the $300 cost, and they would be members for the entire rest of this year and 2023.
Oh, nice, nice. Dr. Lyra, I want to get you back into this conversation now.
Sure.
What would you say you'd bring that, I mean, that PG flavor, that Toledo flavor into this training? How
Okay, well,
go ahead.
what we're trying to do is to step away from this formula that a lot of our chefs have fallen into, which is equating elevated, high-end, more fine dining with foreign food.
Yes.
So when we think Belizean food, we think home cooking, we think, the cool spot down the road.
Fire hot.
We do not think exactly, but we do not think of that as being something that could be fancy or high end. And so unfortunately, that means that Belizean food gets completely cut out of the fine dining segment of food in Belize. As soon as there is a white tablecloth or a nice wine glass, Belizean food disappears. And there is no reason why that should be the case. And there are a number of countries, for example, Peru is really the case study that I am going to be talking to our chefs about, where they have taken their food and elevated it to the point where the country has won international awards. Wow. Their food has been recognized by UNESCO and all kinds of things. And this only happened in the last 17 years. And it only happened because of chefs in Peru pushing for international recognition of their food. Now, here in Belize, we have a similar situation in that we are very ecologically diverse. We are very culturally diverse. And so we have a lot that we can offer in that way. We have so much diversity when it comes to food. And we are our fellow Belizeans, we actually don't even know about our own diversity when it comes to food because we still, different districts have different foods that, grow out in the bush and people go and harvest them certain time of year and nobody else knows about it, or it's for a specific culture and nobody else knows about it, And so we really want to get our chefs thinking and digging into the different cultural ingredients, the flavor profiles, the foods and the combinations and the cooking techniques that are used in our country by our different cultures, and how can we elevate those so that you can sit down at a white tablecloth restaurant and have food that represents our country, but that is also fine dining experience. And beyond that, even at a mid-level restaurant, we want you to be able to eat some nice Belizean food. Everywhere you go, you're seeing nachos, you're seeing chicken wings, you're seeing burgers and pizza. When it comes to like middle range restaurants these days, it's a lot of American fast food, to be honest. And even when we're not in the fine dining segment, as soon as people say, I want to eat something different, they mean different from rice and beans. They don't mean different from the full depth and breadth of what we have in Belize. And so we really want all of us to get a better idea of how much diversity there really is in the country. And there really is incredible diversity. Even Sean Quillan and myself, as we're going around the country, as we're talking to people and seeing different things, we're both learning every day new ingredients, new dishes, new foods that we didn't even know about. And this is what we do for a living. So it's really spectacular to see that diversity. And also I will say that some cultural groups are very much ignored as far as their food, and many times the culture gets reduced to one food. Like, for example, next month, what's next month?
Garifuna Settlement Day.
Okay, what is the dish that everybody knows?
Podot. Answer
All right,
it.
now. Okay, so now I want you to name 5 more dishes.
Buniga.
Okay.
Sahau don't know a dish.
That's what dish in a because how heavy. That drop heavy down. Holy.
That's very true.
All right, so we have 4.
Yeah.
I just struggle for you now, though.
I don't know the names like that. I don't know the name.
Right, and that is my point, is that we don't and we should and we need to and we can. There is no reason why we can't. There is no reason why, all those grannies across the country, why their knowledge should disappear.
That is
right.
And there is no reason why their knowledge should not be elevated and celebrated and represented to the rest of the world. Instead of saying, we can just go and eat pizza and burger and jalapeno poppers, and become morbidly obese and die and not represent our own food.
Right.
We have so much that we can represent and we are just pushing it to the side. And I think I call it the colonial hangover. So this workshop is to get rid of that colonial hangover that is still dragging us back where we tend to look at stuff from outside as better than our own, and really celebrating the diversity of our cultures and our people and our ecosystems through the thing that we have to have every day, which is, our food. And so the theoretical portion, we're going to be talking a lot about how can we use different ingredients? Like, why are we using imported broccoli? What other vegetables can we use that are easily available, for example, so that chefs can easily, without having to work too hard, they can swap out some of these expensive imported ingredients and use something else. How many restaurants have you been to where they have the Bailey's cheesecake? Like the nicer restaurant you go, they have a dessert. What is it? A Bailey's cheesecake. Where does the Bailey's come from? It's imported. Where does the cream cheese come from? It's imported. Where do the graham crackers that go in the crust come from? They're imported. Have you gone anywhere and seen, like, I don't know, a nice mango tart? Or, like, there's so many things. There's so many things we
could
can
use
be
the
doing
chocolate
with our
from down
own.
south, not true? And make a nice
Right,
cheesecake.
or Belizean chocolate, and so these are the things that we want to really emphasize. And there are businesses like Cakes by Carla in Belize City. She actually uses Belizean chocolate. So she is somebody who is making an effort, to incorporate Belizean ingredients into a successful business that's well known in the city. But we need more of that. And so this training is really an opportunity for people to get like a really intensive, immersive experience into thinking outside of that box. And honestly, I also want to say, if you are a chef or a cook out there and you're saying, man, but like this is how we end up here in Belize, we know why that is. And part of the reason is a lot of chefs get their training from foreign chefs.
Yeah.
So in the tourism industry, a lot of times, especially if the resort is not Belizean owned, they're going to bring in a consultant chef who is not from Belize. And that chef doesn't know anything about Belizean ingredients, Belizean flavor combinations, Belizean culture, anything. And so what are they going to teach Belizean chefs in their kitchen? They're going to train them in international hotel food. They're going to train them in North American dishes because that's what they know. It's not their fault, and it's not the fault of our Belizean chefs that they are not getting the training they need to actually represent our country. They're being taught to represent North American food. And so this is actually another kind of neo-colonial situation that we have going on here instead of really celebrating and bigging up what we have. And so I'm really excited. Sean is excited. He's on the road today, so he couldn't join us, but he actually just sent me a message about it. We are excited to be doing this workshop, and we really hope that, those chefs out there, tell your boss you need to go to this thing. If you are your own boss, make it happen. We can't wait to see you in Hopkins and Cayo and San Pedro. And it's going to be great and hopefully really inspiring. And we're hoping to have, a full number of people. We have a maximum of 30 people at each workshop. So we're hoping to be able to reach 90 chefs. Yes. And the trickle-down effect, we're hoping those chefs are going to go out there inspired. Exactly, inspired, and that we were going to start to see a change. I don't know if... One more thing I wanted to say. I don't know if any of you are familiar with Condé Nast Traveler magazine.
No.
This magazine is a leader in luxury travel worldwide. They have 16 million followers online. They have 3 million print subscribers to their print magazine. In April of this year, a full-length feature article was published both online to their 16 million followers and in the print copy for 3 million readers that says, Belize should be on every culinary enthusiast radar.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this article was talking about this potential that we have, this diversity that we have. And so this is why we need these workshops, because we now have potentially up to 19 million people who have heard that we are a culinary destination. And so we better level up and show them what we really have instead of giving them what they eat at home. They don't come here to have burgers.
That is the
They
thing.
come here to try something different.
So a nice smoked gibnut or something like that.
Give not tamales, you can't go wrong.
I really understand. I'm hungry. I don't eat yet.
To the 90 chefs out there that will be participating, hi, I'm Brandon Usher. I'm an official food tester.
Mr. Linette, you could please make me a food tester. I want to make it out like...
Yes,
You
so
know, these you can buy a meal at the restaurant for sure.
yeah. You can come to the demonstration dinner.
Okay.
Open
Yes.
invitation.
All right.
Just to wrap things up,
Yeah,
we just like to encourage each and every person out there who knows that this will definitely be impactful for them to reach out and enroll today. Like Dr. Lyra said, the spaces are limited and we don't want anybody to miss out. And also to reiterate what she said, people aren't coming to Belize for cuisine from their country. They want the local experience.
Right.
So this is a way of making that happen.
Local and authentic.
Authentic
Yes.
Belizean experience.
Yes.
This is a big, advantage for many people out there to know exactly how to maneuver. And what's really important for the chefs out there, and this is a key thing, a lot of times we don't know how to substitute things. They're gonna be giving us the tools, well, you guys, hear me say us, because I don't watch chef, but they're gonna be giving you the tools to know what you can be able to substitute, what are great options that you can choose that make that real authentic Belizean cuisine. So come on, try it out. It's gonna be a great experience to learn. There's a certificate after it, and you can't mess up here. It really is a way to open your mind and pique the curiosity of seeing how you can dabble into other things to make sure you have that great, 5-star cuisine for people that come into your restaurants. So thank you so much.
Yes,
for
thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lyra, for giving us
Thank
the taste.
you.
It sounds you're so passionate, and I love when they have people that are passionate that are leading the charge, because they know that the information will be digested properly. The food should be digested properly too as well. And we're looking forward to see with having everybody full up and getting this step-by-step guide on how they can be able to take their cuisine to the next step.
Yeah.
We're really excited. We're looking forward to seeing everybody. So we hope to hear from all the chefs out there to come out for these trainings.
And then
thanks for having us.
And then
No problem
November
at all.
7th and 8th, San Pedro, right?
Yes.
All right, great. Great.
You don't need to pick out your times, Joe.
Thank you very much.
So with that, guys, we go to our next commercial break. When we are back, we're going to be talking about a walk-run that's scheduled for October 23rd. You will walk and run at the same time. I love when they got options. We'll be right back.